Hi, I'm Todd Miller. I'm a science teacher and activity sponsor and building leader at El Dorado High School. I've been teaching here at El Dorado for 15 years. This is my first introductory video and my first class towards becoming a building principal. To be honest with you, I haven't convinced myself to move out of the classroom and into admin yet. I feel like I've got a lot of positive impact on my students, my school, because I work with so many kids day to day in class and a varies variety of activities. I do wear a lot of hats at EHS, and I work with a lot of um, kids, a diverse group of kids. So I'm not sure if I can maintain the same level of student involvement and the same amount of positive influence from the main office without having all those kids, for such a long period of time every day. I started thinking about admin a few years ago. A friend of mine retired from the science department, and he'd taught for 30 years and was ready to get out of the classroom, but wasn't ready to get out of education. And the problem was he hadn't gotten a degree that gave him an opportunity to take a different role. Um, and so he really didn't have any place else to go, so he went ahead and retired. I know there's options out there: technology, counseling, administration. And so, with some encouragement from my colleagues, my wife, who is also working on her administrative degree, even my superintendent, I'm going to go ahead and start the journey of getting an administrative license. Give myself some more options as I move on through my career. I am a very active leader in my school, and I think I could make a difference as an administrator. There's some things, like all of us, we see things in our building we'd like to do different. I'd like to work more on teacher involvement and teamwork and buy-in towards our school improvement efforts. Um, I'm well aware that supervision and evaluation are a huge part of the administrative job description, and they require a vast amount of time. Uh, my my current principal tells me often how much time is spent with his evaluations, especially with the huge number of new teachers or fairly new within their first 3 years in our building. Until recently, my personal experience with evaluations have been a hoop to jump through. There wasn't much of professional development out of the experience. I once had an administrator who emailed me a copy of my evaluation. It was about 9 o'clock. I'd worked a basketball game, and he was out of town for some reason. And evaluations were due the next morning. And he called and said, I'm gonna email you your eval, print it out and sign it and put it on my desk." And that's not really a growth opportunity when you do that. But like most districts, we all adopted new evaluation protocols several years ago. I was on our district leadership team that helped make that selection for El Dorado. After looking at several models, we looked at Keep, we looked at McCrell, we chose the E4E model. There were a lot of reasons for that. Um, some of them in terms of ease on teachers with how much artifact submission there had to be. There were some concerns with other models about a repository that existed, um, and some things like that. But we had a good relationship with the South Central Service Center. They developed the walkthrough program that we use, and we'd work closely with them on that. And so we selected the E4E model. And it provides much more opportunity for goal setting, post observation discussion with administrations, personal reflection, professional growth. It's been much more beneficial to go through the evaluation process now. I occasionally am in a supervisory role. I'm the old guy in the science department, so we don't have department chairs. But myself and another teacher who's been here as long as I have are generally called upon to support the new teachers. That's not really supervision, it's more mentoring. But the skill set's the same. Being able to identify areas of strength and encourage those in areas of weakness and be able to help support those Mentoring and supervision are pretty close in those areas. I'm on the district leadership team. I'm on the building leadership team. That puts me in a role of evaluating the fidelity with which we implement school improvement programs. And there's not formal evaluation for assistant coaches, but I'm a head Scholars Bowl coach, and I am the student council advisor, and so I have assistant coaches with Scholars Bowl, and I have class sponsors with student council that I supervise. I'm the head of a couple of school improvement community committees, and so I'm working with teachers on those committees in a little bit of a supervisory, mostly leadership role. And so I've got some experience with that. So I'm looking forward to this class, and I specifically chose it to take over the summer. So I had some information coming back to the next school year. I believe that as a teacher, knowing more about the evaluation process will help me grow from growing through the process, and I'm hoping that it makes me a better supervisor when I'm wearing that hat as well. So I'm looking forward to the course, and looking forward to getting to know some of the people in the online world here in the program. I'm sure we'll have a lot of classes together.